Okay, well now we're to the upper part of the Democratic chair, and it's pretty straightforward putting this thing together. It'll be fun showing you how I do it. Very first thing I'll do is bore the holes for the crest rail. So that's the first thing that we're going to do right here. So we're going to locate that hole and bore it. And then I'll have to taper the crest rail I'll have to shape that tenon. Let's show you how to do that. Then we'll do a dry run with the crest rail in the post, and I'll be able to bore the spindle mortises in the seat and then bore the spindles in the crest rail, or vice versa. You could bore these first and then you could bore those too. And we can put the thing together, make a couple of wedges and put it together. So let's see. I think that's about all. I'll see you in a minute. Well, I was getting ready to put the post in and bore it, and I realized that I hadn't chamfered this back edge yet. And this is actually when I usually do it, after the undercarriage is together. And there's a lot of tools that you could do this with: spoke shade, chisel, block plane. But one, we're trying to just only use the tools I've introduced, which the Drawknife will be what I'll do it with. But also, just on all my chairs, I prefer to do this with the Drawknife anyway. So first off, I'll just draw myself a little line there. And I've already done this side over here. Let me get my Drawknife here. And this is a great place for a bevel up Drawknife because it lays flat on that back and tracks around, whereas bevel down Drawknife got a little bit more action to it. Now, most of the time I'll clamp it down either with the clamp, or you can run just a ratchet strap through it. So I've always got a couple ratchet straps in my truck. I can go out there and get one and run it around it. But once again, just trying to use minimal stuff. This is the padding that's like underneath the carpet, so you can just find it in a trash pile somewhere, and it'll probably hold it, good enough. So you can see it knife tracks really well with that bevel down. You see how much skew I'm putting on it and slice that I'm putting on it, so it'll cut clean. And I mean, nothing cuts as clean on end grain as a Drawknife. It's the ultimate low angle tool. Nice crisp edges, little bit of unevenness to it that matches the chair, so just perfect. Okay, that's done. Now I'll set back up to bore through these posts right here. Okay, so we can put the post back in. That's the right one. This must be the left one. That's the right one. Now, on the plans I show that this measurement right here is like 19 1/4 or something like that. So if for some reason when you were tapering it you got your post too low, then you can just lower that crest a little bit. You don't have to have 19 1/4 right there. You want a little bit of post sticking up, so you certainly wouldn't want the crest rail coming in right there. So just put whatever looks good. So I've got these marked, and if you remember back in the videos where I tapered these and set them up, I made it to where this crest rail was hitting on a flat back here evenly. So it means that since we have an octagon here, So it means that when I bore through here, I'm coming straight into one of the flats instead of on a corner. This one's a little bit off. That's hitting good. And this one's hitting good. Okay, so now we've got that. Now I can spring clamp this thing on. So this was octagonal, but right here where it's touching the post, I knocked off the corners, so it's kind of rounded right here, so I can place this where I want it. Because if you got flats, it will override where you want to put it. So let's just, it doesn't have to be in the middle, you know, it's a, whatever, I'm not paying any attention to that. Okay, so now let's look here and see if I've got it. Yeah, that's right on it. And right over here, that looks good too. Now the other thing is, I like a little crown on this. So it's, you know, tilted up just a tad bit. Not too much of a crown. I don't know what I do there. Let's see. Let's see what we got. If I can read that. 19, is that what that says? Yeah, close to it. So let's just look over here. Yeah, so it looks like there's about a 1/4 inch crown to it. So if you wanted to measure that, and put that in it, that'll look good. I wouldn't go over, I don't think I'd go over a 1/4. Okay, so now we'll bore into the side there. I'm going to push it up against my bench so it won't move with me. And mark that, just scratch off. Bit brace we've been using, and the 3/8. So that's the other auger bit. So we used a 5/8 down here and a 5/8 there, and a 1/2 right here. We're going to bring that 1/2 back out for these holes, and the 3/8 will be drilling this one, and then we'll drill these with the same bit with the 3/8. Now, one of the many wonderful things about a bit brace, other than it just goes nice and slow and doesn't cause any stress, is that it self-feeds. So as soon as it bites, I don't have to put any pressure on it. Whereas if I was drilling with a cordless drill, I'd need to hold it with one hand and push through it, which is not a problem, but anyway. So there it goes, it bit. Now it's going to pull itself through, and I can just look here and get that angle, and just sit right there and get that angle. It's pretty easy. And I'm not going to break through on the other side because the auger bit doesn't exit very well. But I can come back through. Almost got so much sticking out there, I don't know. Let's see if it'll make it. The thumb screw's gonna maybe hit. Well, you know what I can do? Instead of just moving that, I don't even need that up there anymore. Can't change the angle of that auger bit right now anyway. There we go. Come on now. Okay, so let's see, where at? Right there and right there. Well, I'd like to have that measurement. So let's make sure these things are seated good. And let's get this measurement right here. So we got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 and 9/16. I'm going to write that right there. Good thing about painting the chair. Now I'll bore back through. And be good if I had a little stick. Hold on just a second. So right here, you can take that, because you bore through from this side, you're not exactly sure where you're going. I mean, it's not a big deal, but if you stick just a little 3/8 stick in the other side, you just sight down it, and there you go. So I got to put a little pressure. Well, that wasn't too impressive, was it? I got to put a little pressure on coming in from this side because the lead screw won't pull anymore. So you got to kind of break through, and that kind of shifted with me, so I'll just do that right there. There we go. That works. Okay, so now we need to shape the tenon on the end of this. So I'll set the bench up again and be back in a second.